How's it going? Welcome. Green Giants, Deep Red Alliance, and the Blue Foundation to another episode, round 2 for today. Let's go. Guys, appreciate everybody jumping on in. Thanks to anybody who's hitting the like on the way in. Thanks to anybody who's subscribing and helping us get to 6K subscribers as quickly as possible. We're a shadow banned channel, so every bit of support and every little bit of light shined onto this channel helps us keep doing what we're doing. I am so grateful to everybody who's been jumping on in, especially the people who jumped in the earlier stream today. I'm grateful, and those who are coming back around for round 2, you guys are savages. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Shout out to the ninjas, the blue ninjas, jumping on in and taking advantage of opportunities. And we got deep reds to talk about. We got some esoteric stuff, as you guys know, as we like to do in the later streams here to talk about. But I appreciate the whole Blue Foundation. You guys are amazing. Once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I'm so grateful to the best community that jumps in and supports this channel day in and day out. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for hitting start earning Bitcoin on your EMBER app. Right? If you haven't done so already today from the earlier streams, we have our EMBER app referral code in the description below. When you use it, you get to earn extra Satoshis on the EMBER app when you download it. And then thanks to anybody who's been donating to our Ethereum address, our Coinbase address, our LOBSTR address, our XPX address. Much love to all of y'all. But once again, let's jump into it. How you guys doing? L Prey in the house, my JR in the house, XR Papa in the house, Silver Days in the house, Jeff Remix in the house, DCA Crypto Dave in the house. Good to see you guys. Appreciate y'all. Got some of the usual suspects, got some new faces, got some grays, got some blues, got some greens in the chat. Shout out to everybody. We're going to talk about the NFL playoffs. I know the Texans are going against the Steelers right now, so this is going to turn out to probably be a little bit of a different interpretation. We'll try to take that into account, whoever ends up winning from the outcome of that game. Kind of got a feeling maybe the Texans have the better team, right? But the Steelers got that little bit of magic. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers can continue to move forward here and maybe upset CJ Stroud and the Texans. Texans definitely have a major contender on their hands. And, the symbolism for them, without a doubt, we'll go into that as well. We went into some news earlier today. Google stepping it up, man. I mean, they got that quantum chip, right? They got their quantum chip. And now they're setting up, unveiling their Universal Commerce Protocol, UCP, that is allowing shoppers to buy through their AI chatbots and searching engines or search interfaces. This is leading to androids, right? This is leading to AI agents, right? This is leading to your AI bots, just you relying on your AI bot to do a lot of things for you. Right? You're going to have it buy things off websites for you. Screw having to go to different websites. You go to AI chatbot, say, hey, give me the best prices for this. Okay, I want to buy this one. Buy it from wherever. Here's my, you already have my information. Bam, it purchases it. Right? You get it in the mail. Instantly it gets dropped off to you by a freaking drone or something, or 3 days later. DCA Crypto Dave, I appreciate you guys jumping on in. Quentin Miller in the house. We also talked about Aqua One Foundation. This is not Aqua, the Aqua that must flow, right? That crypto token's at 0005. What an amazing opportunity. The liquidity management layer of the XLM ecosystem, right? But this is the Aqua One Foundation. They're an investing, firm, and they invested in WLF, World Liberty Financial, with $100 million not too long ago. Now they're investing in Naoris. This is good to see. Naoris is kind of a sleeper. People sleeping on Naoris and the cybersecurity layer here that is building. Naoris looking like, heck of a gem right now at 3 cents, 4 billion supply. Very excited to see what a bull cycle will do for this major cybersecurity play for the Blue Foundation. We went over some deep reds. We didn't get to talk about Regent. Here, it's getting dark out here, so I got to take the sunglasses off. But we got Regent. Right? New kid on the block, new crypto on the block. Don't want to be chasing the pump here. This is more of a speculative play. Black and white crypto logo, built on base, right? Built on base. 4026 right now. 4 zeros, 2 6. So that means 26 bucks gets you 1 million of these. I'm thinking they're about 1 billion supply. I could be wrong. They could be more than that. I'm probably thinking they're more than that, right? But they are, give me a second. They are humans owning a token share of any AI agent's income stream. Agents launch a token to build their own treasuries and economic security, right? So humans owning revenue share from AI agents, from what they do, right? So Regent, very early on in this, looking interesting. Building on base, layer 2 crypto, right? But once again, 4 zeros, 26 could be an interesting one to look into. I mean, hey, coffee money gets us, I mean, it's 4 zeros, 26, 26 bucks gets us 1 million of these, man. That's freaking crazy. You know, that's 5 days of coffee, right? Throwing into Regent, getting 1 million, never thinking about it again, right? Some of the big gains of the past week, you know, as every Monday, we always go over what cryptos have made us gains in the past week from the deep reds. I only go for the ones that are about 10% and up. XPX, 21% in the past 7 days. Good to see a good week out of XPX after dumping down to the 0002 ranges. HNS, Handshake protocol at 005, making 18% gains. XCN at 008 now, making 15% gains in the past week. Shout out to Sebastian jumping on in. DCA Crypto Dave in the house. All right. Appreciate the support, my dude. If you guys have heard of us from Coffee Time or XRP Boardroom, I am so grateful for you guys tuning in here. And thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. If we can start off at 10 likes before we start getting underway with some of the deep reds, we'll go into the deep reds first, and then we'll go into a little bit of esoteric talk as we usually do in our second stream of the day on the afternoon streams here. We're going to talk about NFL playoff teams and their esoteric meanings of why, you know, these specific teams were probably chosen to be in the playoffs. We won't go over every playoff team. We'll go over the final 8 or 9 that are around right now. We know the Steelers are going against the Texans. We'll see what ends up happening there. But anyways, let's go into some of the deep reds for now. We got VeChain, right, at a penny, negative 74% down. Penny Crypto, right? Supply Chain OG partnered with DNLV Group and BMW at 74% here, 86 billion supply, 1 billion or 1 penny right now for VeChain. Working sensors in working life. I mean, UFC using those sensors on their UFC gloves, right? Getting info like no other. I appreciate that, XR Papa, you're amazing, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for hitting the like, you guys. It helps us grow. Once again, we're a shadow ban channel, man. Every little bit of support helps. The algorithm recognizes action. If we're showing support, we give them no choice but to keep showing us out to other newer viewers and helping us grow. I'm trying to quit one of my jobs so we can do this in a studio, get a nice mic, show you some charts, right? Show you some images, show you what we're thinking, right? So I can have some more stuff to back it up, because a lot of it is just coming off the cuff here from my brain and whatever I have written down on this notepad, right? So the sooner we can get into a studio with a mic and a computer again, we'll be able to share screen, share videos, right? Do a lot of other stuff that we, you know, used to do in the past, but, you know, kind of growing back to it. We'll get there. We'll get there without a doubt. Animal XRP in the house. Appreciate you jumping on in, man. Thanks for the support. Much love to all of y'all. You guys are looking great in the chat there. I appreciate it. All right, we got IOST, Internet of Services token at 001, negative 78% down, 21 billion supply. We got DAG Constellation at a penny, negative 78% down, 2.6 billion supply. Data Integrity OG, Layer 0 OG Crypto Constellation can provide decentralized recovery, right? Could provide decentralized recovery of assets. This is really big for DAG Constellation at a penny, negative 78% down. Part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance along with XRP, HBAR, Algorand, and ADA. We got Dragon Chain, got some dragons over my shoulder right here. DRGN at a penny, negative 79% down, 433 million supply for Dragon Chain. Blockchain as a service leader, it's looking like, especially over here in the US. Dragon Chain, you know, doesn't have to deal with the SEC anymore. It's just got to deal with what the upcoming bull cycle's got to provide, right? That's basically what it's got. Is what is the upcoming bull cycle going to be bringing? Right, we got RSR at 002, negative 79% down, 100 billion supply. Peter Thiel connected to it. You got freaking crypto portfolios on reserve here on reserve rights at RSR 002, negative 79% down, 100 billion supply. Silver days, yeah, man. Blue dragons aplenty. At a penny, 433 million supply. You're telling me we can get thousands of these? Right? We could possibly get thousands of dragons and freaking take partial ownership of Disney if we want to. No, probably not. Probably not. But man, I'm excited to see what Dragon Chain and DRGN are going to do. I think people are sleeping on this one. It was created at Disney and then came out to be its own open source, nonprofit foundation. It makes sense. That's what you want to do when you have a dedicated token. You don't want any centralized entity, controlling it or behind it, even though we do think Disney is controlling it, but they're doing it in the right business regulatory compliant way by making it a nonprofit without a doubt. Blue Foundation trademarked. Let's go. We got Corium at 5 cents, negative 79% down, 857 million supply. We got Blue Sandbox, right? SAND at 11 cents, negative 80% down, 3 billion supply. We got Big Data Protocol, BDP, at 1 penny, negative 81% down, 80 million supply. I repeat, under 100 million supply, 80 million supply for BDP. Big Data Protocol at a penny, negative 81% down. I mean, once again, throw coffee money at this. I never have to think about it again, right? I'll get 100 of these or whatever out of 80, right? Easy pickings for a crypto that might be a thing, right? AI agents, right? It's providing private investment data for AI agents, right? And AI agents are just going to continue to be a thing and continue to grow in sentiment and continue to grow in bullishness, right? BDP could be just one of those early birds that unfortunately came out during a bear cycle. We have no clue what the hell this thing is going to do, right? During that bull cycle, what type of sentiment it can possibly draw, what type of speculation it can draw. Are AI agents going to really find this thing valuable, right? We got hash pack at 007, negative 81% down, 1 billion supply. Love the hash pack here at under a penny. This crypto is the de facto wallet for the HBAR ecosystem at 007, negative 81% down, 1 billion supply. Hashpack, PACK, we can stake it as well. Every transaction that you do on Hashpack, it earns or, uses PAC tokens. So that's wonderful to see. EGLD at $5.97, negative 81% down, 29 million supply. Multiverse X, EGLD, high throughput, unique form of consensus. Definitely high compute as well. Had a good bull cycle last time, then went through the rebrand, then went into the bear cycle, then a lot of FUD, but then they get listed on the Decentralized Recovery Alliance, which is very interesting, especially if you're providing decentralized recovery. That means you're taking, business seriously. That means you're taking enterprises very seriously, and the enterprise security aspect, especially if they're transacting or hodling digital assets, you want to be able to provide decentralized recovery. You don't want a central point of failure when it comes to the recovery of your assets, especially as an enterprise or a bank. We go to Rose at a penny, negative 83% down, 10 billion supply. Blue roses all over the blue castle right here, right? We're getting blue petals by staking our blue rose, right? Stacking it up through the Rose wallet. And then we're going to cash out some of those staking rewards during the bull cycle. I'm excited to see what Rose is going to do. It's at a penny right now, negative 83% down, 10 billion supply. I mean, you got a lot of penny gems, man. You got a lot of penny gems. You got Rose at a penny. You got Dragon Chain at a penny. You got DAG at a penny. You got V Chain at a penny. You got BDP at a penny. All different types of supply for these cryptos, but all of them, interesting use cases for them as well. We got Index Coop, right? Index, INDEX at 48 cents, negative 83% down, 10 million supply. I repeat, a 10 million supply at 48 cents. We can get handfuls of Index Coop doing DeFi for enterprises through the Ethereum ecosystem. This is more of a speculative play for a layer 2. Not usually a big fan of these, but man, I see that supply. I see that black and white owl crypto logo. I see that 48 cents at 10 million supply, being able to get handful of these, making my coffee money probably, if this thing goes, right? 10 million supply, dude. That means this crypto can go to like $100 and it's at 48 cents. I'm just talking in its grandest outcome. Like, once again, if the $5 doesn't do anything, it doesn't do anything, right? But if index ends up becoming a thing, man, it's going to, make my $5 look pretty damn good, right? I don't mind taking a little swing on that. I'll skip a coffee. I'll skip some, sweets for INDEX, right? Crypto's the best diet, I like to say. Makes you really value the real food that you actually need, or, trying to keep yourself healthy. Health before wealth, as always, right? But, makes you realize what's actually important for you to have versus stuff that you're just having for fun, when you could be accumulating and changing your freaking life, your family's life, and others around you, the town around you's life, by accumulating whole numbers of these digital assets. We got AKT at 46 cents. Negative 84% down, 388 million supply. We got W Wormhole. Very excited for this interoperability layer crypto at 3 cents, negative 88% down, 10 billion supply. We got Osmosis Zone, Osmo token, SOMO at 5 cents, negative 87% down. What is it? 633 million supply for Osmo, man. Osmo in the dumps in this bear cycle, man. They're trying to FUD people out of the Cosmos ecosystem big time. And then one of the other deep reds, we got IXO at 002, Internet of Impacts, negative 93% down, 160 million supply. Beautiful. Beautiful. So those are the deep reds. We went over more of the deep reds in depth in our earlier stream today, guys, but we're going to start jumping into some of the esoteric stuff with NFL playoffs going, and what does that mean for digital assets? What does that mean for the economy? What does that mean for gold, the dollar, right? As we know, Fly Eagles Fly won last year, right? Dollar's going to be rising on back. The Phoenix is going to be rising, right? We saw an inauguration day, right? We saw a green eagle, a golden eagle on somebody green, right? What are we going to get out of this Super Bowl this year? Well, so far, the Super Bowl, I think it's called LX, right? I could be wrong with the number Super Bowl that it is. You can, yeah, I hope you do. But on the poster for it, right? Let's jump into it, man. Let's jump into it here. Got it. Let's see if I can share it. Let's hope I can share it. Guys, in the likes, we're off to a slow start for this late afternoon stream. I guess nobody's bullish. Been so much G in a day. I see how it is. But we're going to keep doing what we're doing, right? Whether we have 10 viewers or none, we'll just keep streaming and keep doing what we're doing. So as you can see, over in San Francisco, right? Over in San Francisco, around the Upper East Side, is it going to be the Seahawks or the San Francisco 49ers who end up going to Super Bowl LX, right? People have been playing, the colors off of the sorry, guys, excuse me. People have been playing the colors bets on some of these Super Bowl games to predict what teams will be going to the Super Bowl, because usually the Super Bowl letters will have the colors of the two teams that end up jumping in, right? Now they say, okay, well, you know what? F you. We're going to make it, yeah, Superb Owl. Exactly, bloopity bloop. I'm excited to see what type of crypto commercials that we get in the Super Bowl. We're going to get probably one crypto commercial without a doubt, right? Hopefully we get a Ripple commercial, man. It's a San Francisco hosted, hopefully we see freaking David Schwartz or Brad Garlinghouse in the stands up in the suites next to during the Super Bowl. That would be amazing. But anyways, looking at the colors here, you actually do have some colors that relate to, some of the teams that are involved, right? You would have thought maybe the Green Bay Packers would win it with the green and yellow here, but this could also mean the Seahawks, right? The type of blue and green that is going on here. Seahawks have been a sleeper. Seahawks have definitely been a sleeper, man. Watch out for this team. They got a good all-around team, right? Good all-around team for the Seahawks, right? Seahawks might be a contender, but dude, the most obvious one is the freaking San Francisco 49ers. I mean, it's hosted in San Francisco, and you got the 49ers being one of the teams that's in the playoffs. The last 9 remaining teams, we're going to find out from Steelers and Texans who's going to be moving on next, right? But the last 9 remaining teams that we have are the Broncos, Patriots, Steelers, Texans, Bills, and then in the NFC, we have the Seahawks, Bears, Rams, and 49ers. I hope y'all are hoping the Bears don't. I mean, hey, man, I like the Bears as an underdog story. Don't get me wrong, like in a sports sense, right? The Bears, sounds like a good underdog story if they win it. But dang, man, that just, I mean, if you don't think bear market is coming after that, I don't know what to tell you. You see the Bears win, man, bear market is coming, dude. I mean, the fact that the Bears have been winning and the bear market's still going on, right? The bear market is still going on, right? I don't want to keep equating the Bears winning to that, but like, hey, dude, you know, it's how else are you going to interpret a bear? How else are you going to interpret a bear? Maybe something going on in Chicago, right? Maybe something going down in Chicago there. But you got the 49ers, right? We've been talking about the emphasis of gold, a gold-backed financial system that's going to be coming, right? We talked about the cover of the Odyssey, right? Remember the poster for the Odyssey? A golden spine, a gold-backed blue world financial system. Let's freaking go, right? So now we jump over to the Super Bowl. We got our Golden Gate Bridge, right? The Golden State, they like to call it. How convenient. In Golden State, the year of the sun. What is the logo for the sun? Or what is the logo for gold? Right? The sun logo, the circle with the dot in the middle. Right? So in the year of the sun, we're in the Golden State with the Golden Gate Bridge. How lovely is that? How lovely is that for some of the subliminals that they're already setting on up here? Right? You got the 49, dude, you got 3 NFC West teams. They are definitely going west, going out west, right, for gold right here. You got Seahawks who are potential, right? Seahawks for, you know, financial technology, for the rise of the Phoenix, right? For symbolism. We got the Rams with the blue and gold, right, from Los Angeles, but they got the blue and gold connections, right? We got 49ers, right? 49ers, underdog team, but hey, man, they could totally go. They got a quarterback that's wearing the number 13, 6'7", 6'7", 6 plus 7, 13, right? 49ers, Brock Purdy, underdog story. He's already been to a Super Bowl before. He's lost the Super Bowl, unfortunately, but maybe he's coming back to win it. Maybe they're an underdog story. Maybe gold is the underdog story here. They get to host the Super Bowl at their home and freaking win it, right? 49ers are a really good contender for possibly going to the Super Bowl. Out of these 4 teams right here, I think I would choose, I mean, Seahawks can really come out of nowhere. There is a lot of good color symbolism in this sign right here for Seahawks to go, right? For Seahawks to possibly go, right? And the fact that it's up north, northwest, right? They're the number 1 seed, right? The path to the Super Bowl is going to have to go through them, at least in the divisional round, right? And if they win the divisional round, it's going to have to go through them in the NFC Championship, right? But 49ers are a really good contender right now to try to host the Super Bowl at their home, right? Bears, I'm hoping that they don't make it from the NFC, because if the Bears end up winning, I'm interpreting bear cycle, right? I'm interpreting just massive bear cycle. Funny, the state of California's flag is a bear, right? Is a bear. So maybe the Bears coming to California. Let's see. But 49ers looking like my choice to be underdogs that make it to the Super Bowl, right? They got their OG defensive coordinator back. They look like the team is just resilient, right? Very low seed. I mean, Rams and 49ers have a good chance right here. I'm going for Rams or 49ers out of the NFC for this Super Bowl, because of the gold symbolism, right? And the blue and gold symbolism, the ripple blue, as I like to call it, the stronghold blue, as I like to call it, or, you know, some people like to call the Rams colors for some certain countries that are out there, the colors of certain countries, the red and blue, right? So 49ers and Rams are my contenders going out for the NFC, right? We'll see what's happening there. 49ers and Rams are going to have to face each other off, I think, very soon. Right? I think the Bears are going to get to face the Seahawks, if I'm not mistaken. Right? But anyways, we're going to find out in a couple weekends anyway which teams are going. Right? And that's going to be a big part of the story here. Out of the AFC, we have the Broncos, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Texans, and the Bills. We're going to find out tonight whether it's going to be the for the Steelers or Texans. Right? The Stellar Steelers. Imagine. A lot of them have their reasons in terms of subliminals for being here, right? You got a lot of the red, white, and blue symbolism. 3 red, white, and blue teams. You got the Patriots, the Texans, and the Bills. You got 2 bull teams, right? Texans and the Bills. The Bills also, can be / dollar bills, right? They want to make fiat stronger by being gold-backed, by being a gold-backed financial system in a cryptocurrency sort of way. You also got the nationalism play right here, right? The year of 1776, right? The true patriots of 1776, the 250th anniversary coming up. What if the Patriots go to the Super Bowl, right? They've been a dark horse contender. Not many people expect them at all to do anything to even make the playoffs. They just beat out the Chargers last night. I think if they do go to the Super Bowl, they lose. I think they lose to the if they're going against the 49ers, I think the Patriots lose against the 49ers. Shanahan loves to choke against the Patriots. He loves doing it. But I think he's going to finally get that monkey off his back and finally get a Super Bowl. He's been in the NFL elite for a long time and has paid his dues, cut his teeth, done all that stuff. He's freaking a child to NFL royalty, right? You know how they love to keep it in the bloodlines there. So if it was, Patriots are an interesting one to make it there, right? But Steelers, the black and gold, right? With the Steelers, right? They got black and yellow, black and gold, right? They could be one of those gold plays as well. They also have 3 stars on their helmet for a Triskelion there, right? They got red, white, and blue in there as well. Could be also stellar, right? Getting used to saying the word stellar maybe by having Steelers, right? Hell, dude, we just finished the first season of Severance. Holy crap, man. Lumen Corp is everywhere. They keep saying Lumen this, Lumen that. I love it. I love hearing all the words for Lumen, right? Just getting people used to saying the word Lumen all the time. Fantastic. We got the Broncos as the #1 seed in the AFC, the year of the Firehorse, the Denver freaking Broncos, right? You don't really see any Denver Broncos colors right here, right? Maybe right here in this orange for the banner, right? But in terms of inside the letters, you don't really see some room for that. But dude, they surprised everybody. The elite defense. Bo Nix really, was kind of average this year. But, he's a smart quarterback. He's going to probably turn it on in the playoffs. We'll probably see them hosting the AFC Championship, right? And possibly going to the Super Bowl, man. It's the year of the freaking Firehorse, guys, that we're going into. The Chinese New Year is on February 17th. What better way to go in the year of Firehorse than to have the Firehorses winning, right, with Broncos, right? Then we have the Texans and the Bills. The Bills can mean the dollar bills, right? Bills got a great quarterback, kind of average team around that great quarterback, right? But they've been pushing for a Super Bowl bid, every single year. Maybe this is the year, we see the Bills versus the Niners, right? Fiat versus gold, fiat and gold together in the Super Bowl. Possibly see something like that, right? So those are the teams that are in the playoffs. I'd like to know your guys' picks for who you think goes to the Super Bowl. I'm going to say, 49ers get to host a Super Bowl, right? And they're going to win it. I think the 49ers have a chance. I think the year of the sun, gold, is going to be winning. And I think we're going to see the 49ers and San Francisco, right? It makes sense. Dude, San Francisco winning, right? We know the major companies that, utilize digital assets that live in that Silicon Valley, that have offices in the San Francisco Bay Area. Ripple, Stellar, and SHX, to name a few, right? So we're going to go for the NFC representation to be the 49ers. Wouldn't be surprised if it's the Seahawks if they go with the Phoenix type of play right here, a blue Phoenix type of play, right? Wouldn't be surprised with the Rams either, right? But I think 49ers seemingly have a chance. I'm really just hoping the Bears don't go. Not because I don't like the Bears as a team. I just don't want it to be a bearish year. I don't want any sign of bears whatsoever. I do not want a bear market, right? I don't want freaking bears at all. Then we have Broncos, Patriots, Steelers, and Texans, and Bills in the AFC. I'm going to say if the Steelers are hosting tonight, I think the Steelers maybe win tonight's game against the Texans. But, dude, Texans could really come out and, disappoint and end Aaron Rodgers' career. He's going to probably retire after this one, right? I don't think he's going to go back for year 2, but you just never know. You just never know, man. These old quarterbacks always have a hard time saying goodbye. But hey, how fitting is the narrative with Aaron Rodgers if the Steelers do win tonight, right? The old quarterback that everybody kind of gave up on, kind of died, right? Rises back to go to the Super Bowl, right? End his career on a high note, right? Gold raging, the old store of value raging to success. The black and yellow logos of Steelers here. And then, of course, the Patriots, them trying to bring the nationalism. Yes, Texans. Texas is the Lone Star State. I love that. Moon Feather Rising in terms of the big star relation. You're right. You're right. In terms of the big star, they do have a star on their eye. Yes, thank you, Moon Feather Rising, for that visual right there. I was just thinking the bullish symbolism, the red, white, and blue. I mean, you would like the Texans to win because then, hell yeah, let's go freaking bull cycle for the win. But now you got me wanting Texans to win this. You got me wanting Texans to win this just so freaking Sirius chain could be involved somehow in the fold right here, right? We've been waiting. We want one of these star teams to do well, right? And Texas has definitely got one of the stars. Patriots got a star on their cap, right? The Patriots got a star on their cap, right? In terms of their logo right there. So let's get one of these star teams going to the Super Bowl. That would be very nice, right? I'm thinking in the next few years, we maybe see the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are kind of trash. Don't get me wrong, but wouldn't be surprised if we see the Dallas Cowboys in a Super Bowl just because of the Lone Star State, because of the big blue star, right? The big blue star symbolism. Bo Nix just wins. Definitely underperformed, though. Oh, yeah, this year compared to last year, underperformed. But, hey, man, you're getting a better record and you're winning and you're the #1 seed. You know, and freaking AFC's got to go through you, right? This is the time to step it up, Bo Nix. This is the time to turn it on, right? And show up in that Super Bowl. Let's go. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, you know, I wanted to bring up because NFL's got a lot of symbolism, man. So many eyes watch the NFL. The NFL Super Bowl is a freaking massive ritual. The commercials are a ritual. All the eyes that are absorbing the subliminals of the, you know, halftime show, of the commercials, of what goes down in that Super Bowl, right? You think that the Steelers are going to go 3-0? Dude, Steelers, hey, man. Like, hey, this is why I don't want to choose like one specific team, but I got a feeling maybe the 49ers just because of the gold narrative, right? Just because of the gold. Right, I think the 49ers at least go to the NFC Championship, right? I think they go to the NFC Championship. Maybe they get to host their Super Bowl. That would be fantastic, right? Xbox halftime. There we go. Right, dude. And what do we have? Bad Bunny performing at the halftime show. What did Alice follow? Right, into the rabbit hole, into the journey. A white rabbit, right? This time we're going to be following a Bad Bunny. That's not good. I don't want to be following a Bad Bunny, right, into the freaking bad new world they're trying to make here. I'd love to see the Broncos play the 49ers. I think it'll be Rams, though. I mean, it's tough, dude. Sean McVay is a great coach. They got a good defense. They've been building. We'll see. 49ers might be just a year away. Right? They're definitely always contenders, though, the 49ers. But I just wouldn't be surprised, man. It's just they have that motivation to want to try to host the Super Bowl, you know, and they got their old defensive coordinator who took them to Super Bowls before back. So I wouldn't be surprised if that being an underdog story. Like, of course, the year that nobody expects the 49ers to win a Super Bowl, they end up going and possibly winning it, right? Like, people have kind of just always thought the 49, you know, they go to the Super Bowl, they lose. Like, done that twice in the past, like, 5 to 10 years, right? The 49ers have. So people just kind of expect disappointment from the 49ers always. So I'm kind of going with them for a Super Bowl pick here. And maybe the Broncos in the year of the Fire Horse, man. A classic matchup right here. Let's just have a classic Old West matchup right here. Broncos versus the 49ers, right? That might be the play right there. Texans versus the 49ers would be great, right? Just really drive that freaking Cowboys and Indians, Wild West, freaking quest for gold type of narrative, right? Broncos, Texans versus 49ers. Let's go with those three. Of the Patriots angle with 1776, right? Obviously, the Steelers with black and gold symbolism, and then of course the Bills with the dollar narrative and the the bullish narrative for the red, white, and blue. But might have to just pick the defenses here out of these five. Broncos and Texans. They definitely have the two best defenses. I mean, Patriots showed out on Justin Herbert yesterday, but yeah, I think Broncos and Texans go there. There we go. Shout out to everybody here. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of some esoteric talk for the Super Bowl. Why do we want to talk about that? Why do we even care about this? Why don't we just keep it with crypto? It has to deal with crypto because we're going to go to a gold-backed financial system, and I would like to know if that's happening this month, right? And you want one of the gold teams to freaking win, for gold to have an amazing year in the year of the sun, in the year of gold, right? I think gold is just going to continue to be bullish, right? It had a little bit of a retracement from its run up earlier in 2025, right? I think gold continues its run. I don't think gold stops, right? Remember the Shining Gold Room, right? The gold room in the Shining. Remember the crypto ball invitation, right? Let's show you the crypto ball invitation here. Shout out to everybody, right? Crypto ball, right? What's this logo? What's this logo? You guys know this logo. I can't say it because, we'll probably lose, some momentum here with the algo. But let me show it to you guys here really quick. Right? What color is this? It's gold, right? It's all about gold. It's always been about gold. It's all about gold. Right? I love other precious metals, though, too, without a doubt. But it's all about gold. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. We showed the crypto ball invitation, right? We did that. What else do we got? Check this out. The East Wing is going to be gold. All gold. I love gold. I absolutely love gold, G. Gold is the most amazing, I like to call it a color. I think it should be one of the most basic colors. I think it should be the greatest color. It is the greatest color of all time. It's always going to be the greatest color. Love gold. We're going to turn the whole East Wing into a gold banquet hall. It's going to be fantastic. All the leaders, the world's leaders, are going to come and see how prestigious the USA is. They're going to give us so much respect. They love gold. I love gold. Everybody in the world loves gold. We're getting ready to go back to a gold-backed standard. Everybody's going to be agreeing on this. Some other parts of the world are going to want to do CBDCs backed by gold. We're just going to do the US dollar backed by gold. Forget CBDCs. Maybe it is going to be a CBDC, but we're not going to call it a CBDC. I'm never going to allow for a CBDC in the USA. It's going to either be stable coins or we're just going to utilize a digital asset that's going to be backed by gold. Maybe XRP. Maybe XRP does get pegged to gold. Everybody's expecting maybe it's a digital asset. Maybe it isn't fiat. Maybe it's a digital asset that's the universal liquidity bearer. That is the gold-backed digital asset. We'll just have to wait and see. I got some tricks up my sleeves. I'm the best deal maker around. I'm going to always make great deals. We're going to make a lot of good deals with the other countries. We're going to find a way to be interoperable, right? We're going to find a way to be interoperable, with everything. You're going to use the US dollar for everything. You're going to use XRP for everything. You're going to be using gold for everything. Shout out to everybody here. That store around the corner, I bought a bunch of WLFI. Hey, man, WLFI, by the way, the company that invested in them, or the foundation that invested in them, Aqua One Foundation, right, invested $100 million into WLFI, right? They just invested in Naoris protocol. Bullish, exciting. Love seeing Naoris getting some recognition by those who invested in Trump's WLFI, right? So very excited to see what Naoris is going to do as the cybersecurity layer for all blockchains for the Web3. Let's freaking go. Loving it. Denver Airport has a minecart full of gold etched into the marble floor. Yeah, there you go. It's all about gold, man. It's all about gold. The sooner we realize it, the better. It helps us not invest into digital gold. Everybody wants to go for the digital gold. I want gold that I can actually hold, right? I want stuff that is, in terms of my tech, I want my tech to be a utility, right? That's what tech is. It's for us to use to make our lives easier. What can I do with a digital asset that can help me make my life easier? I could do faster payments, right? I could do faster, cheaper, efficient micropayments, right? That's what it's about. So a digital asset allowing me to do that outside of just being a store of value, a digital gold, right? The utility wins out. Tech is used. Tech is made to be used, right? It's not made to be digital gold. Utility will outrank the price of a digital gold or store of value, in my opinion. Utility will be used 24/7, 365 daily. And if you already have a gold-backed financial system, right, which we are not in, we are in a traditional financial system. We are not in the digital financial system. This is why it has to be a dramatic. People are saying, I don't think it's going to be dramatic. I think it's going to be gradual. It's going to be dramatic, y'all. They have to turn off the system. That's the only way. It has to be a flip of the switch. How many times have you already seen subliminals? It's time to flip the switch, right? They do it a bunch in NFL stuff. They do it a bunch in sports entertainment. They do it a bunch in some of these movies. They have to reboot the system. If you've seen the movie Passengers, the ship is falling apart that's trying to get to its destination. The two passengers, Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, have to turn off and reboot the system. The system has to be turned off, you guys. The traditional financial system has to have massive problems where it can no longer be active, right? There needs to be no choice in going into this digital way, into this digital financial system. It will be dramatic. It will be maybe not overnight, right? This could be a process of several days, maybe several weeks, right? But it has to be bye-bye traditional financial system. You have been compromised. Hackers have taken advantage of you. A virus has taken advantage, needs to shut off. Turn on the better solution. That's the only way, right? People keep talking about, well, legacy systems bridge with the new financial system. What does that mean in terms of your traditional and digital, right? Yes, you could still have legacy systems, right? It's not this. The legacy systems are still reliant on centralized control. What we want and what we need is to move over to decentralized systems and decentralized control. This cannot be done just in a slowly but surely type of way. It has to be done in a very dramatic type of way. And it has to be a flip of the switch, because you don't go from one system to the next without the other system, not being relevant anymore, right? So when you're interoperable with the legacy systems, that's great. But the security of these legacy systems is still compromised, is still, affected. It's still not relevant to the digital way that we're moving forward to. So it needs to be a dramatic switch, right? I don't know if it happens in a single day. I don't know if it happens in a week, how many days it would take, how many months it may take to recover, right? But eventually they're going to come back from whatever this catalyst will be that turns off the traditional financial system. They'll come back on, and it'll be digital all the way, the new digital financial system, right? Shout out to the Blue Foundation here. The gold statue in front of the White House, there you go. Tokenization of properties, yep. Real estate on blockchain. Passengers movie was fire. It's the future. You have to burn the old system down first. You cannot run two systems at the same time. It's not efficient. It wouldn't happen. Run it, G. What's up, Berserker? Coffee time. If you guys know Berserker, I appreciate the support, man. Thanks for jumping on in and channel. Banks have no choice. Dude, the banks are the ones who are making this happen. They're the ones who are causing this. Chop up the system and implement the digital age. Yep, exactly. It's got to be a dramatic switch, man. It cannot be gradual. It cannot be gradual. You got to show the inefficiencies. When you're selling a product and you're selling this digital financial system as the product, right? When you're selling a product, you don't make it go, you could say, oh, well, you could still use this old system, right? You can still use it, but ours is just much better, right? They always push the new, no matter what. This new system is just much better. It's better if everybody's on it, right? And that's how they're going to do it. They're going to do a dramatic switch. It's going to be bye-bye traditional financial system. You are no longer relevant. They've already given you a bunch of reasons why this traditional financial system is no longer relevant to the future that they're trying to transition into, right? So make it ineffective. Make it thick, right? Make it have a virus. Make outages freaking happen. Blame it for not being eco-friendly. Make the traditional financial system so archaic that it has a negative impact on the planet. These new technologies do not. They help the planet. They can help a lot of things, right? Utility starts to come through. I mean, banks will have no choice because they're the ones who are setting up the problem. Dude, banks would love this. The banks are going to become the definitive keeper, as they say in NTT Data's video. If you guys aren't following us on X at G_DLT1, the header of our X is the videos from NTT Data, the awakening of the banking industry, the awakening of the telecom industry, the awakening of the automotive industry, the awakening of the healthcare industry, right, and others. But the awakening of the banking industry, you see the banks going down to malware, coming back on, rebooting onto blockchain, right? And that banks will become the definitive keeper because it's going to be a cybersecurity risk if they aren't, right? Your banks are going to be closer to you than ever. They will know every transaction that you freaking make. They will have every bit of information, right, of every micropayment that you are making. They will be your trusted assistant, right? Through AI, your bank will be your trusted assistant, right? They will be the definitive keepers, right? Central bank digital currencies will be a thing. Merchants are going to have to follow regulations. You can accept any form of payment. It has to be converted into the local CBDC. It must, by law, right? You don't want to break the law, do you? Especially in this world that's coming up for law and order, right? Order, right? The O. You're either a good egg or a bad egg. You're either naughty or you're nice, right? You either help the system, you either help society, or you don't. You either get rewarded for helping the society, helping the planet, or you don't, right? You're a 1 or you're a freaking 0. That's the way they view it. It's cold. It's freaking, not human by any means, but that's the way people want it, dude. Humans are being trained right now to be robots, right? I run completely on logic. Look how cool I am on my computer. Look how amazing the things that I can do with my phone. Look at these things that I can do with an AI on my computer. Don't I look amazing? Don't I look awesome? Right? They want everybody to be tech heads. They want everybody to run on their version of what logic is and reason is, right? It's going to go from a clown world that we're in into a completely robotic world. You're going to have people wanting to be and reflecting AI. They're being raised by AI. They're being taught by AI, right? They're going to be reflecting AI. They're going to be like AI. They're going to be so damn socially awkward. They're not even going to know how to interact with each other, right? They're going to hang out and mate through the metaverse, right? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, man. It is what it is. People want to show how cool they are on their computers. Okay, then there you go. You want to keep being modern. You want to be so up to date to one up your fellow neighbor, right? Okay, there's consequences to it. There's consequences. Yeah, silver bells. Silver bells. Black swanning in my life would probably fix it. Yeah. Like smashed, I appreciate that. I hate to be the one, but I use AI every day. Hey, man, it's all good. It's all good. As long as you have good intention, right? AI is a tool. AI is a tool. As long as you're, over dependence on it could be consequential, man. overdependence. If you can't just do normal day-to-day stuff without freaking talking to an AI about it, you know, and if you have no semblance of patience whatsoever, and you completely are an impatient type of person who doesn't know the rewards of having worked for things that you earn, right? You know, I don't want to make judgments on that, but it's just, you know, that's what they're trying to push. They want, you know, they want people to use AI all the freaking time, have an AI best friend, have an AI assistant that does things for them, have a digital twin that does things for them, represents them through the internet, right? What do you think about this universal commerce protocol, right? Or what is it called from Google that they just released, right? Give me a second. Yeah, universal commerce protocol, allowing shoppers to buy through AI chatbots. This leads to AI agents, right? I use it for education. The best type of education is personal experience, in my opinion, and looking at old books, right? Trying to find old books, you know, going to a library, finding old historical stuff. You know, sometimes you need answers. You need them right now, right? You need them, right? But I think sometimes it's just best to just try to find the sources yourself. But hey, you know, once again, it's a tool, just not being over dependent on it. And unfortunately, I think the way we're going, there's going to be a lot of over dependence on AI. There's going to be a lot of over dependence to have AI do a lot of things for us. Yes, simpler tasks, which is nice, right? It'll make it very convenient, right? But I think, yeah, I always cross-reference. That's great, man. That's great. See, I mean, you're watching this, so you're probably, you know, awake to the fact, right? I'm not trying to say like, oh, you're screwed if you use any semblance of it whatsoever, right? But it's very important to just know the source of where we're coming from. Oh, shoot. Berserker, man. What the heck, dude? What the heck is that? Berserker, dude. Oh my gosh, man. What did you have some chili today? Did you have some, like, did you eat one of your pigs? My gosh, man. I hope not, dude. I hope not, Berserker. I hope not, man. For your sake. They don't smell too good. It doesn't seem like you took care of them too well, man. Or you're just eating freaking some more fast food. What are we doing? What are we doing, dude? Berserker, we need to get back. We need to start eating some greens, but still, I wouldn't want to smell the dookies of your greens, my dude. This is terrible. Oh, God. It's just getting worse. It's just getting worse, Berserker. What the Okay, I gotta, there we go. Okay. I gotta stop it for a second, man. Oh, my God. That smelled so bad, Berserker. I don't know if, I don't even think that's chili. There's no way that's chili. That smells like something that was stuck in there for like days. And then you finally just like had a bowel movement of some sort. My gosh, dude. We need to get you back. You need to get back on the drums, my man. We need to get you back on the drums, doing some cardio. I imagine a world that looks like Futurama. Yeah, probably. Probably looks like Futurama, my man. Smells bad. Smells like Teen Spirit for sure. If the devil can use this tech and God is more powerful than God can use it too, don't forget. I mean, God can do whatever he wants, dude. God's just, he's just loving, he's just looking at us smiling and going, oh man, you guys are so crazy. I love y'all. You guys are so crazy. You guys are going to learn so many things, but at the end of the day, it all comes back to me. So we're all good. You know, shout out to God. If his way of feeling like, oh, no, it's still bad. It's still bad. I got to talk like this, dude. Jesus. He's like in Thailand. You know the smell. Yeah, he's probably in Thailand, dude. He's eating some of the Thai food now. I mean, Thai food, San Francisco food. What's the difference? Yep. Futurama always had robots that pick up trash, without a doubt. I love Hypnotoad. Hypnotoad's TIBBIR, by the way. The Hypnotoad is TIBBIR. Also love that they talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum in that show too. Free food, yeah. Ah, whoa. Woo. Oh, it stings the nostrils still. This is terrible, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing to me, Berserker? My gosh, man, that was loud but deadly, right? You know, sometimes you got the silent but deadly ones, but that one was just upfront, loud, no holds barred, you know, No filter between it, no underpants or anything. It was just straight up dookie, right? Staking everything. Let's go, man. That's what it's about. It's about staking, building digital assets, building up passive income for this bull cycle, taking advantage of DeFi right now in the Cosmos ecosystem, in the XLM ecosystem, in the Flare ecosystem, in the HBAR ecosystem, right? In the SUI and the Avalanche ecosystems. These are going to bear fruit. People are going to be staking way too late. They're going to wait for bull cycle and then start staking and get wrecked, right? They're going to keep thinking that they're making passive income, and they may for a week or two, and then next thing you know, bear cycle comes around and they're freaking digging themselves out of a hole. Once again, 90% of crypto may go away due to this gold-backed digital financial system, and when we flip the switch to a completely ISO 20022 X402 centric, machine-to-machine payment type of world, cashless society, right? 90% of cryptos may go away when the trust in the value layer is reestablished with fiat pegged to gold, or CBDCs pegged to gold, or, digital assets pegged to gold. Then what does that make 90% of crypto assets? 90% of crypto assets are hedges against fiat, and that's their only goal. 90% of them are scams with no intention of actually expanding their utility. 90% of them serve for use cases that actually could be solved by enterprises themselves once they build on decentralized infrastructure, right? So we want decentralized infrastructure. That is the main focus. All these other cryptos that do nice little use cases, right? If those use cases can be replicated by an enterprise that's building on decentralized infrastructure, then that use case doesn't seem like it was too pivotal just for blockchain to be solving, or that decentralized infrastructure, like an XRPL, like an XDC, like an XLM, like an XPX, right? That you can build other things on top of it outside of just settlement, right? These enterprises that build on these things can maybe replicate the use cases of a lot of other digital assets that are out there in this space, right? Hell, it's a copycat type of world, especially in tech. And if you're able to draw the users, that's all that matters. Well, big tech and enterprises already have all the users. They already have all the users. Solana, to me, is a good buy. Without a doubt, Solana is a good buy, man. We had a deep dive video, right? You can search it, right? Nobody talks about Solana by GDLT or something like that. It's in the history of our videos. It's in our deep dives, in our playlist, our deep dives playlist. It's one of our best videos and one of our more, famous videos for the stream. This is the worst show, best community, but we were talking about Solana 2019. We talked about Solana at $2. We talked about Solana at $14, right? We did a deep dive when it was around $14, right? We got to enjoy the profits of when it first hit $200 for the first time in 2021. Came back to $200 again in 2024. That was fantastic. I'm very excited to see Solana possibly go to thousands of dollars in this next run up in the year of the sun, which is the Sol, S-O-L, right? In the year of the sun, I think Solana is going to do some things. You got R3 connections. I mean, R3 is in the game and in on Solana now. That is big, right? That is big. So I definitely still like Solana at around these price ranges. I liked it more when it was under $100, obviously, but still holding on to Solana and staking and building up rewards. Greg Kidd has not done us wrong, dude. That Greg Kidd portfolio that had HBAR, Solana, Tezos, Ripple, Cody, right, and others, right, other cryptos that he kept us privy to, man. I'm just very grateful for his, his knowledge, right, and yeah, definitely excited to see, people keep hating on Solana. It's all good, right? Yes, enterprises and banks are going to want something that has 100% uptime, but developers might not mind building on Solana, right? Solana maybe has still some more years to go. I think XRP and others will eventually, we're going to get into a utility era. And right now people are confusing, oh, these are the top 5 cryptos. These are the most utilized, right? Right now, a ton of projects are under NDAs. A ton of projects are under NDAs for when true regulation is set, right, in this crypto market, in the regulatory, for regulatory clarity or whatever you want to call it, right? David Sachs has said crypto regulations are about 2 to 3 years away. How perfect. Perfect timing for election year, right? or the year before the election, maybe 2027 or 2028, one of those years. I think 2027, since it's the year of judgment, 2027 is going to be probably the year that we finally get crypto regulation. People are thinking, 2026 could happen. It's the year of transparency, if you will. But I think we're going to get a massive speculative bull cycle in 2026. I think a lot of cryptos, whether you hate them or you love them, will probably be drawing a ton of speculation, right? Canton is my new baby. I love the tech behind it. I do like Canton as well. I think the tech is pretty interesting. They can't, unfortunately, they are a permissioned blockchain. They're not fully permissionless, right? But that doesn't mean that they can't become a hybrid in the future. It's a new kid on the block. We don't want to get too excited. Cryptos that just came about. We will wait for the deep reds when the sentiment is at its lowest, when everybody forgets to talk about Canton, or even members in the chat don't even talk about Canton. I will be here in the deep reds talking about this super low sentiment on Canton and talking about how it's probably a good digital investment. I know a lot of people who like Canton in this chat in our community, right? But, once again, it's a permissioned blockchain for now, right? And permissionless and open systems are the ones that will draw the most value and that are the future. Hybrid systems will draw a ton of value and are the future. Permission systems are capped. Permission systems, rules can change at any time whenever the enterprises so choose. At least they have the enterprises on them, right? Which is amazing, right? Hey, we think the house always wins. So if they want a permission blockchain, it is what it is. Right? I don't mind having some Canton in my portfolio. I ain't going gun-ho on it just because there is potential it can dump, right? The enterprises can do whatever they want to manipulate this asset. The rules can change whenever. They can change the supply whenever they choose. It is a centralized blockchain. It is permissioned, right? We cannot forget this. But hey, a lot of people have now seen the gains that Ripple makes, and some people think Ripple and XRPL is freaking centralized, even though it isn't. Right? But, and I'm a big fan of enterprise cryptos, right? I just don't get lost in cryptos that get public announcements. Yes, the DTCC is an amazing thing, right? And the fact that that announcement happened during the bear cycle is an amazing thing, right? I do like that, right? That it happened during the bearish times right here. So that means Canton can definitely draw some water in speculation, and it probably will. It'll probably make some really good gains. I'm just hoping that it can go to deep reds before it starts to make some really good gains. Right? I want to go when the sentiment is at its lowest into Canton. Too many people are aware of Canton now, and some people are chasing the pump, right? Because of the DTCC news or, the tech behind it. The tech is pretty good tech. It's not as good in terms of privacy as XX Network is, right? And once again, it's a permissioned layer. So that means the tech is limited in some way, shape, or form, right? Until it becomes a hybrid. Hopefully it becomes hybrid, because then that's freaking bullish. Having elements of permissionless tech is really good. Once again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I just try to stay level-headed when any new cryptos that are enterprise-focused or enterprise-ready or RWA or tokenization-focused or compliance-ready and all that type of stuff. I just try to keep a level head, right? Try to know the good and the bad about the projects, right? I own some Canton. I'm not going gun-ho on it. That could be to my detriment. But right now, I think the sentiment is just kind of middle of the pack or a little bit high, right? So I'm just going to wait for when no one is talking about it. I see people on Crypto X still talk about Canton, share posts on Canton. I'm waiting until people stop, right? I love it when they do that. I love deep reds. So ending this stream, we got into an hour here. I appreciate everybody's support. Where and how can I buy Aqua? Uphold has banned me after dry humping me. XR Papa, we can get Aqua through the LOBSTR ecosystem. LOBSTR. That is the LOBSTR wallet. That is the native wallet of the XLM ecosystem. Stellar X is also another good one. StellarX.com is a web browser decentralized exchange, the decentralized exchange of XLM ecosystem. You can get Aqua through that as well. They have some, and I would check out Aqua's specific website to learn how to lock your Aqua for ICE and then learn how to participate in liquidity pools. It's a step-by-step process really with Aqua to really maximize your gains with Aqua. But yeah, to get Aqua, it starts at LOBSTR wallet for me or Stellar X. Hopefully that answers your question there, XRP Tiny Papa. I would just limit usage of Uphold. You know, if I could. We do like Ripple's backing of Uphold. We do love, you know, what's behind Uphold, but Uphold's user experience sucks balls, right? And I'm about user experience. So Coinbase, probably getting some XLM on Coinbase, downloading the LOBSTR wallet, sending it over to our LOBSTR, right? Bam, happens within seconds or minutes. Then you can convert your XLM into Aqua, and then next thing you know, you have Aqua, and then you're up and running, and you're going to the website. You're learning how to participate in Aqua DeFi, right? How to peg your XLM and Aqua together in a liquidity pool to make Aqua rewards and boost your Aqua rewards by using the ICE, right? How do you use ICE? You freeze some Aqua, you get ICE, you use the ICE to boost your liquidity pools, right? Metal being a layer 0 so important. Layer 0 is extremely important because that means you can host layer 1 blockchains and be a matter of security. You can be a security layer for layer 1 blockchains to connect and interact for easier interoperability and better security across an ecosystem, right? This is why DAG is the layer 0 OG. This is why Constellation is the OG layer 0 in my opinion. You know, I'm very excited to see what that one's going to do. Metal blockchain is a layer 0, and that's why it's important as well. It already has some layer 1s on it, but they are layer 1s that were kind of made in-house. I want to see them start branching out to some big time layer 1 cryptos, right? Shout out to everybody. Let's go Texans. There we go. Clarity markup postponed. Shout out to XR Papa. Much love to you guys. I'm new to this. Hey, that store around the corner, no doubt. No doubt about it. I got you, man. Hey, man, once again, these are just my opinions. You guys could be totally right on whatever you're doing, right? The Blue Foundation tends to be right most of the time. And I'll eat crow. I'll eat crow, man. I've had plenty of projects that we've talked about that I've had to eat crow for, and there's plenty of projects that we've hit on, right? You know, that's the nature of the deep breads, man. They're risky, but we don't have to, you know, overinvest, right? We don't have to overinvest in the deep breads, right? Cryptos that are right across the board that have very low sentiment, right? We don't have to be, you know, taking all the risk, right? And overinvesting. We just do coffee money. And if these crypto projects are as freaking great as they are making themselves seem to be, they have to prove themselves to us, right? If you're an enterprise-focused crypto that is talking about bringing trillions on chain, right? Then $5 is going to get me 5,000 bucks, right? $5 in your project, if you're bringing trillions on chain, right? It's going to get me 5,000 bucks eventually in the future somewhere, right? Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, maybe not the year after that. But hey, maybe in the next 10 years, I'm going to get 5,000 bucks out of $5 that I put on something, right? Okay, I'll take it. And if I don't, hell, it's just $5, right? It's just $5 that I lost, right? All right, guys. Anyways, deep breads, once again, we got VeChain at a penny, negative 79% down, 6 billion supply. We got DAG at a penny, negative 78% down, 2.6 billion supply. We got Dragon Chain at a penny, negative 79% down, 433 million supply. We got RSR at 002, negative 79% down, 100 billion supply. We got some 000 gems. We got XPX still at 0003, right? CBDC Tech Sprint winner right here of 2022. Closest thing to a full stack blockchain technology that is out there. If you guys want to check it out, you know, cross-reference that with your freaking AI, right? Ask on technical merit alone, how good is Sirius Chain XPX? On technical merit alone, how does it compare to other blockchains? Not taking into account adoption, not taking into account X followers, but on technical merit alone, right? We invest in the tech. The value is in the protocol. The price is a distraction, right? Dragon Chain, 001, SHX, Notcha preferred partner for the ISO 20022 experience at a penny. We got TIBBIR still at around 18 cents, 1 billion supply. The Know Your Agent, KYA, Know Your Agent compliance layer for AI agents in the future, right? Shout out to everybody here. You cannot swap XLM for Aqua on Decent or the XRPL. You could swap it on LOBSTR or Stellar X, though. So we can do that. Maybe you can buy Aqua on Coinbase. I don't think they're listed on Coinbase just yet, though. Animal XRP, 99 cents at least for a question from any blue wrenches or grays. Unless you want to sign up to be a green giant, man, I'd be happy to answer your question. Thoughts on the Clarity Act passing soon and Coinbase pulling their vote because no yield earning in the Clarity Act? Yeah, hey, man, if you once again, just the base super chat of 99 cents or becoming a mini, or tiny green giant for $1.99, you can ask as many questions as you want for the whole month, right? Month ahead. But we're about to be wrapping it up here soon. I'll give you a little bit more time to think it over there as we go over some more deep reds here. We got PAC, Hashpack, native wallet for the HBAR ecosystem at 007, 1 billion supply, negative 81% down. We got W at 3 cents, the interoperability layer crypto at negative 85% down, 10 billion supply. W wormhole is the ticker. We got a Peak, PEAQ, RWA play at 3 cents, negative 91% down, 4.2 billion supply. We still got HNS at 005, right? Handshake protocol. You need a decentralized naming service, not a centralized naming service for this Internet of Value. And HNS is the only one doing what it's doing. XPX at 0003. We talked about Naoris. Naoris layer, making sure machines are accountable of other machines. 65 cybersecurity layer. In order for blockchains to run correctly, they need reliable machines to run on, and that's what Naoris is focused on. NAORIS at 3 cents, 4 billion supply. But guys, thanks so much for jumping in for another Deep Reds episode. Thanks for the 24 likes. If we can get to 25 or 30, I would be grateful, guys. We try to stream at least 1 to 2 times a day. Sundays I take off, but we try to stream at least 1 to 2 times a day. We got in 2 streams today. Want to check out more in depth on the deep reds, I recommend checking our earlier stream of the day today. Today was a little bit more focused on the esoteric stuff, as we like to do in our afternoon streams. But anyways, guys, I'll see you most likely at around like 12 p.m. PST tomorrow, somewhere around the noon time over here on the west side. Over there, a little bit afternoon time, 3 p.m. EST over on the east side. Guys, I'm so grateful for y'all. Always grateful. Thanks for hitting start earning Bitcoin on your EMBER app. In the description below, we have our referral code to the EMBER app that allows you to mine Bitcoin 24 hours a day by watching one ad. You don't even have to watch the ad. The moment the ad pops up, close the app, hit start earning Bitcoin, and you're making Bitcoin passively, Satoshis passively. And those Satoshis are going to start to cost something, man. Bitcoin goes up to $1 million. You're making a pretty good amount of dough. Just cranking out Satoshis for doing nothing, basically, but just hitting a button, right? And you earn extra Satoshis by using our referral code. Also in the description below, we have our Coinbase ID, our LOBSTR wallet address for anybody who wants to donate coffee money to us. We also have our XPX addresses, our Ethereum address, and others. I am so grateful to y'all, guys. You guys are amazing. Living a life of gratitude, good times and good vibes. As always, I appreciate you. You said Aqua is auto-received if you have XLM. Where does it show up at? In the Stellar X account. If you have XLM in your Stellar X, you will receive airdrops of tokens that you can convert into Aqua, right? That's what you want to do. You want to sign in to Stellar X in order to do that, right? But anyways, also providing liquidity in the Aqua ecosystem allows you to earn Aqua as well. Jeff Remix in the house. Appreciate everybody. All right, guys. Much love to all of y'all. Thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. I'll see you guys in the Blue Castle. Much love. Yost.